Throughout the dark ages of human history, humanity have wondered, are we bound by our physicality? Is it possible to break through these worldly limitations? Is it possible to have a true out-of-body experience, gaining a deeper understanding of the universe, returning to mere cosmic dust? I for once have discovered that such mystical journey is possible, but it comes with one condition, one price. You must play Hotline Miami. It is the best game ever made. Whoa, 2023 was a very good year for video games. I know I'm 3 months late, but seriously, it's not like you were waiting for me to talk about last year's games. So I'm not going to talk about last year's games. Instead, I'm going to talk again about indie games. Because who doesn't love indies? I seriously can't care anymore about new games. No matter how much Ubisoft will bend new Assassin's Creed games at my face, I will stand my ground and not give a shit. But that's different for Persona. I want more Persona games because the game literally keeps me alive. Also, it's not like the most watched video on my channel is about indies or anything. I don't care about the materialistic world or views or money. I'm an indie monk, but it would be nice if this video got a good number of views. Well, I know that making a video about why we love indies isn't the most creative thing you have ever seen on YouTube. Or anywhere, to be honest, but we often talk about uniqueness and the fact that these games are different. But what about the actual video games? What makes games made with less people and less money feel more real than games made with thousands of employees and millions of dollars, despite looking like this? Well, there are many reasons for that, not just the fact that they offer a fresh experience, because we should remember that different is not always good. Hitler was different. Do we love Hitler? No. Of course not. Apparently some of you do. That was a pretty extreme example, but you get the point. The question here is, what makes indies uniqueness good? What makes me prefer playing this over this? First of all, the fact that few people are making the game somehow can be considered an advantage. Of course, the more people you have, the more the game can be technically stable. Even if that's not always the case. But a lot of times, you may have to sacrifice something very important in return, which is the soul, the actual game, why we do this in the first place. And yes, I don't mean all AAAs are tasteless, because come on, we all know that there are hundreds of big budget games that are far from soulless. Actually, most of my favorite games are AAAs, so a lot of times I ask myself, why am I doing this kind of videos? What I mean here is the stories that are told in indies come directly from either one mind or a few number of minds, which makes these stories so personal. It feels human. It's like some people gathered and decided to show the world part of their soul, part of their existence. That's how we got beautiful tales like Hyper Light Drifter or Celeste. Stories that are the result of creative freedom turn out to be the best. In indies, the creator of the game is free to put what he sees fit in his game. As simple as that. There is no one to tell him what to do. There is no one to tell him, don't make the most depressing video game ever known to humanity, or stop putting random Easter eggs in your game that nobody asked for. That's why I love Hotline Miami so much. It is one of the most unapologetic games I have ever seen. From the violence to the actual ideas that the game presents, asking questions about violence in fiction and entertainment. Is it really harmless? Does it affect us? Do we like hurting other people? I played a lot of video games since I was 3 years old, but no creation on this blessed earth made me question my sanity like Hotline Miami did. You play with the most sadistic, racist, and messed up people, but you enjoy doing that. Even if it's still fiction, is it okay to play with these kinds of characters? To enjoy playing with these kinds of characters? You see what I mean? This is beautiful. This is what I can call true art. These questions. The game doesn't have to give you answers, but it makes you think. That in itself is fun. OMG, look at this nerd. He said thinking is fun. Yes, I did, because it is. I know that Hotline Miami doesn't look much at the beginning, just some pixelated looking guys shooting people in the face. But even if you didn't understand the story, you can enjoy smashing the faces of Russians and Colombians and police and whoever these dudes are, but is it okay to do that? Is it okay to enjoy doing something like that? There is something else I noticed. I made 2 videos before this one addressing how indie games are becoming better than AAAs, but when I think about it more, is that actually true? Which leads us to our next point. I think a big number of people love indie games because we as consumers, as human beings, can relate with the developers of these games. Let me explain. Most of us are stuck in a boring, mundane, sad life, a meaningless existence where all your hopes and dreams are crushed under the system's slavery. But knowing that indie developers are passionate people that work their way to the top, achieving their goal in creating something, in telling a story, in making a game, kinda gives me a little hope, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I also can achieve that. Maybe if I played my cards right, I can also make a game. I can also tell a story. I can also create something. Indie games break the myth that you need a gigantic amount of money and hundreds of people to make a video game. So the reason why a lot of people love indie games is because they can relate to the development itself before the story of the game or the characters. But of course this doesn't apply to all people. Some like indies because they're fun. This whole thing is actually a theory because I don't know if you actually see that indie games became better than AAAs because they really did, or because we love a good underdog story. It is true, at least for me. Because as someone who dreams to become an indie developer, this factor may play a major part in my personal love for indies. I just can't identify with rich people making more money and becoming more rich. I'm very sorry for that. And to be completely honest, I didn't play any bad indie game. There are bad ones, of course, very bad ones apparently, but the ones I played really stuck with me, so I can't help but feel that their magic is different from AAAs. It is more of a feeling than an objective reality, to be honest. Wandering the dark, mysterious, strange world of Limbo, climbing a gigantic ice mountain while overcoming personal anxieties in Celeste, exploring the underground world of Undertale where you are met with the choice of either becoming the monster of this world or the hero, or living a peaceful, calming life in the Stardew Valley while you take care of your farm and meet and befriend the people of the village and explore dungeons. Indies have presented us with different stories and experiences. Some can make you question yourself, your actions, and your very being, and some can just be pure fun. I don't care anymore about who's better, AAAs or indies. I'm just going to play what I like. Both sides have strong representatives, but indies will always hold a special place in my heart. Aside from Fear and Hunger, that game is made by Satan. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you want. And thank you.